Alright, this is a cute little technique you can do for a wedding or any kind of movie where you want to start at one destination like the bride's house and then zoom into the air and then come down at, say, the wedding site. Okay, as we lift off, we rise way up into the sky until we can see the United States. Then we zoom across the country or across the world if you want, and finally come down at our destination. Makes a nice little introduction for a video, and I'm going to show you how to do this. This is the very first house I ever lived in, and I'm going to pretend that it's the house I want to be at and pull back as far as I can. Then, okay, you want to put a pin in the house if you want to remember where it is. I can call this my very first house. And before you click OK, move the thing down to the road, otherwise it may go into the next door neighbor's house or something like that. And click OK. Then you want to go over here and unclick the check mark, which actually makes the pin show, because we don't really want the pin to show. Then we can try and zoom out. Now we're going to exit Street View. If we're lucky, it'll take us directly over the house. If it does not, we'll have to do something else. It did not take us over the house. We're going to have to back up a bit until it flips us and we're up in the air. The house is right where my hand is, so I'm going to pull that to the very center, and then I'm going to zoom in. Okay, we're at the top of my house, and you want to be very, very careful here. It didn't work when we zoomed out, but now that we're at the top of the house, we can zoom out. You want to be very careful here to hit the minus sign very quickly before a pop-up telling you what it is shows up, because you don't want that in the picture. So we're going to try and do this really fast, and I think we did it. Zoom out until the world just fills the screen. That's good enough. Then I'll go, I already marked where my destination is. I put a pin in it, then I checked so the pin will not show up. We'll just click on it. And there we are. We're at a destination. Now, I'm in Premiere Pro, and I just clicked on I Show You's record button. You'll note that I'm recording the microphone and the system audio. That's because you want to hear me talk about what I'm doing. This capture size is 1920 by 1080, my full screen, because otherwise you really can't see these small things. And all I have to do now, and of course I started recording before I did my GoogleEarthJump video, so I could capture that too. Okay, click outside of I Show You, and now we're in Premiere Pro. I've already uploaded my latest capture of the jump, and we're going to edit it right now. Now actually this capture, if I go back to the beginning, actually starts above the house. We want to do one where we're a little bit earlier. So we want to start where we're actually at the house. So here we are. It's my house. This is the very first, and I'm recording what I'm doing. We don't want the instructions in it, so we can start a little bit later, just before we do the jump. And if not, we'll have to do something else. Okay, we can go back a little bit further, and we know that trying to pull out didn't work, so we just need the house, a little bit of the house. So we'll do out. I've marked down here where I want it to go. We will insert that. Okay. Then I'm going to go to 11 because that's a better capture of above the house. Find a place where just before it zooms up. And the reason I've done this so many times is something always went wrong, especially when a little pop-up comes telling you what this button is for. It's awful. Zoom all the way. You don't have to watch the whole thing over and over again. Just need to be at my destination for a little bit, out, and then put that in. And we want a little transition between being level with the house and being above it, so we'll go to Effects. I'm going to go to Cube Spin. Then we're going to take this and we're going to put a cube spin in between the house, looking at the house, and zooming into the air. And that should be a nice little cube spin. Now over here with the house, we'll click on that. We need to get rid of the border, so I'm going to click on the house, make sure I have that part. There's my house right there. Do Effects, and we're going to do Transform, Crop. And then up here, we are going to open crop left, top, right, and bottom. These are sliding scales. And oh, okay. You can't see it because this is over here. It has to be over the section that we're editing. And we'll do left. We'll bring the top down a little bit so we don't have the Google controls showing. We'll do this just to cover up the Google controls and a teeny bit on the bottom. And then we'll go up to motion, and the anchor point, I'm going to change that to 1060, which I know will center this particular piece. Now, we can take crop and copy it, and then we can go over here and paste it in, and that will actually crop that for us, so we don't have to worry about it. We will have to change the motion though. Okay, we just need to render it, and we are done. And then of course we should check it. Now you might not want to dwell on the house or just above the house as long as I do here, but the purpose is to make sure that all your transitions are smooth and that this works out. It can be a little boring just looking at a house jump, but usually what you would do is put music in, and music can make it a lot more fun, especially for the bride and groom. If they pick the music out, they put their favorite song in this part so they can watch it. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you again soon.